Um, I'm just gonna do my presentation of my debate application on DDT, if DDT is something that we should use or something that we should not use. Basically, I'm going to focus on the negative part of DDT because I think it's something that we are not supposed to use compared to the videos that we have seen from our weekly assignments of this week. So much of it I'm just gonna do a lot of reading, basically of on what I researched and what I have noted down on the points that I get from our reading. So it reads, when DDT was introduced, people thought it was actually a miracle that was introduced to the world. However, people did not recognize its negative effects. We learned that fields were covered in DDT from farmers spraying and dusting. Finally, they discovered a reliable way to manage the pests that treated their harvest. One thing that I can say is trials at the state-owned Malaria Research Institute include one at Condoleezza where education was employed in place of DDT and have successfully shown that malaria can be controlled without employing chemicals. So malaria can be controlled without using toxins. I believe DDT should not be used for the lot of effects that it can cause on human health and the environment. We also learn about how DDT was being used in India and how it did affected other countries as well. So you see, the effect of DDT does not necessarily affect only one country, but it goes all over the world and affect other people as well in different countries. So that is why it should be banned and should not be used. The reading goes and says, education can be more effective than the use of DDT if we want to control malaria. We might not be able to get rid of malaria, but we can control it. Vector control is a crucial part of malaria control and eliminate efforts since it is highly effective approach to lower malaria transmission. In most areas at risk for malaria, the WHO, World Health Organization, currently advise that use of insected treated nets or indoor residual spray to combine malaria vectors. We also learn about the biological control method that we used in Condoleezza to reduce the incidence of malaria by the 90%. So we learned that DDT as DDT is it really affect. It can be reduced. I mean, it does affect a lot, as I was just reading here. But however, it also have some advantages as well. We learned that even the fish that they used in India were not only successful, but the method did not cost half as much as as much as that of DDT in Condoleezza. It get to a point that that mosquitoes were resistant to DDT. You see, DDT can also be resistant by mosquitoes due to massive use of it as well. After the usage of DDT for 50 years, people started developing a lot of negative or health effects, problems like, for example, breast cancer, testicular cancer, disturbance to reproductive infertility, things like that. Even problem like breast milk. Breast milk. From this, we can see that DDT does cause harm more than it helps the world. However, according to the video Mosquito, Malaria and Education by Bill Gates, he said that the usage of DDT does not cut does cut death by 50%. So these are some of the advantages of using DDT as well. And also, but however, in a long and in comparison with its disadvantage, I would argue that usage of DDT it's not something that we really encourage in the world today. I think it's need to be get rid of it, because Bill Gates went on and emphasizing the point of education. He said people need to get educated, and need to apply education in their lives, in order for them to find better ways to get rid of malaria compared to the usage of malaria. So um, I'll just reread, I'll just paraphrase the things that I've jotted down, some of the points on that point that I just explained. Uh, like I said, he later focused much on education. The reason being, with education, we can make this world a better place, and we can find means to eradicate malaria without efforts, without effects. I mean, that may come just like what DDT does. I think it is not the use of DDT. I think it is best not to use DDT, I mean, and find other better options to replace it with something that will not cause harm to people. So, in conclusion, I believe usage of DDT is not something that we should do. I think it's best not to use it. I think we have other means that we can do to provide for a better health world.